Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki, here to share with you some tips on how to label your home, your office without having a label maker. And I want to thank my sponsors of this video, Cricut, because this is the simple tool that I'm going to use to show you how you can simply organize and label your home. So let's get started. So friends, the project that we're going to be working on today is relabeling actually my tech closet here, because one thing about this is the labels on here are just sticker type and they don't function. I love scripted font a lot of times when labeling, but sometimes it can be too small. When you're trying to use the label maker, a lot of times they don't even have scripted font that's really beautiful. And then even if you use the label maker, the font is only limited to a certain amount of size. You can only go up so large. And so when you really want to label things so that it's visually easy to see, it is just not user-friendly using a label maker. And so that is where my Cricut comes in, and I'm excited to share with you kind of step-by-step how to label your home using the Cricut. And I'm using my Cricut Maker here. And friends, this machine, there is no need to be intimidated by it. They did a great job of really making a cutting machine that is just simple. It's just basically plug and play and easy. And so I'm going to be relabeling rather, the cabinet back there so that when I sit here, I can see what is in each bin. It's really going to be just a beautiful thing to have that beautifully labeled the way I really want it. So let's jump right in. And again, the buttons are very simplified. It tells you exactly what to do. It actually has less buttons than a label maker. And so then what I'm going to do is I have my new best friend here, the roll holder here. This is what I use in front of my Cricut to kind of manage the roll as it's kind of cutting. It just does a great job of that. I'm going to use their smart vinyl in the black for my label. And so the materials that you can use vary. You know, with the Cricut, they have hundreds of different materials that you can use to cut, from leather to vinyl to paper, everything, acrylic, everything. And so now what I'm using here is Cricut Design Space, and this is where I'm simply coming in and typing out all of my labels on one swoop. I'm not having to type one and then print, or type one and then cut. I am just typing it. Everything's going to cut in one whole swoop. I don't even have to use a mat. That's the great thing about the Cricut Maker 3, and it's just going to keep it very simplified. And friends, this was completed in no time. It was just so fast. But what I love about it is that I can label my office, I can label my home the way I want, using the font that I want to use, so that I can create that beautiful look when it comes to making sure I have that function of labeling my different spaces. And so one thing is really key in your home. Even though you have things categorized and organized, you want to set up a system of labeling things that you really need family members and yourself to know where to put, and to be sure to put it back. It also helps you when it's time to reset. So for my beginner friends out there, you see how easy it is. It was the simple process of loading in my vinyl and then going to Cricut Design Space and just typing out all of the labels that I want and making it the font that I want. And now what I'm doing is I'm just peeling back the vinyl so that it leaves me with only my words. And so I'm using my little Cricut tool here to just lift off. And you see, I love a scripted font, and I know so many of you do, because I get emails all the time asking about the different fonts that I use, and that you like kind of more kind of scripted fonts and things like that. And I love that we're able to do this in our home and in our businesses now. We're able to really have a beautiful labeling system that is just not like the standard label maker, because if you have a label maker, you know that there's just a lot of limitations, and you really can't incorporate that beautiful organization like you want with those standard fonts that come on the label maker. So this really allows you to just take it to that next level. And that's why I love using my Cricut to label the different spaces around my home and also at my business office. And so as you can see now, I have all of them done, and it is huge. So now it is the size that I love, and it's very visible and easy. And so what I'm putting my transfer tape over the top, because what this is doing, and you see how I'm just pressing it over top, this is going to lift up my words so that I can then just lay it down onto the bin and then peel it back. And so this is the rewarding part. So it's the simple process of just taking this transfer tape, laying it down, and I'm rubbing it down. And sometimes you want to use your scraper to kind of just really make sure that it connects, but it's just a simple process of making sure to just lay this over and then rub it down so that it sticks. Well, it's going to stick anyway. And then I'm using my cutter here just to cut off each label so that they're individuals, and so that I can then go ahead and put them on the bin. So now, as you can see, I've pulled it off and it stays on the transfer tape. And then I lay it, and I'm just kind of eyeing where to put it on my bin, and then just pull the transfer tape off, and look at there. It's beautiful. It looks like it is just made into the bin. There's no excess tape around it. It's very clean. And look at the sizing. I have the custom size label that I want. I have it in that beautiful font that I love. I don't have to use that standard, just kind of label tape font. And the great thing about this is you can use different color vinyl. So I want it black for this, but you could do it in a green or a red or a pink. You know, they have so many, Cricut has so many different vinyl colors that you can use. And so it really transformed this to a cabinet that functions better, because I can clearly see everything, and I love the font. I love how it looks. It's labeled exactly like I want it to be labeled. I didn't have to sacrifice my style for the organization. So friends, if you're looking for that simple tool to help you label and organize your home, the Cricut is there for you. I will definitely put the link in the description box below. Have a beautiful day, my friends. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.